folks, HR Funk here. Back in August, I made a video about my then new Lee Classic turret press. And during the course of making that video, I mentioned that Lee had developed a priming system that attaches directly to the press. It's called the Lee Safety Prime System. And back then, I was not sure if I wanted to give that system a try or not. I had read some mixed reviews. So I waited a little while, read some more reviews, and Christmas rolled around. And for Christmas, I got a gift card. So I was perusing my local gun shop trying to decide what I wanted to use my gift card to purchase, and there on the shelf was a Lee Safety Prime system. So I decided to give it a whirl. I brought it home. I have it installed on my press at this point. I want to take a look at it, and you can see exactly how it works. Now I will say at this point, I think it does speed up the operation of the turret press. I think there are two things that really aid in the speed of using the turret press, particularly with handgun ammunition. One of those is the auto disc powder measure that I mentioned in the previous video. The other is the safety prime system. Now no, they're not as fast as a true progressive press, but it does speed up the turret press significantly. So let's take a look at the system. Oh, by the way, another thing that a couple of folks mentioned back when I did that first video was the lighting in my reloading area. I was aware that that was an issue, and since then I have updated my lighting. So when I move things around, you'll see I have significantly more light when I'm using my press now than I did back at that time. So let's take a look at the Safety Prime system, see exactly what it is and how it works and how it enhances the turret press operation. And this is the Lee Safety Prime. It consists of a hopper to hold the primers, a tube to feed them down to this, and this part actually deposits the primer into the primer seating cup, and on the downstroke of the press, it seats the primer into the casing. When you purchase the Lee Safety Prime, you get two sizes. This one that has the white feeder is for large primers, and this one that has the black feeder is for small primers. Obviously, they're universal between rifle and pistol, so long as you use the large feeder for large primers and the small feeder for small primers. One thing you will have to use with the Safety Prime system is the auto disc riser. If you notice the clearance between the bottom of the auto disc powder measure and the top of the Safety Prime, they are very close. With the riser installed, the powder measure will clear the top of the Safety Prime. But if the riser is not installed, it will not, and you'll have problems when you try to operate your press with the Safety Prime installed. At this point, I'm all set up to load a few 45 ACP cases, so we'll take a look at how the Safety Prime works when you're actually loading ammunition. Just like always, the first upstroke of the press deprimes the casing. Then, with the primer arm in this position, you bring the auto prime forward, push forward and then down to deposit a primer onto the priming cup, and you can see that right there now. And on the upstroke of the arm, that primer is seated in the case. Then we run it up into the next die, which not only expands the casing, but also feeds the powder into the case, so we now have a charged case. Then we seat the bullet. Run it up into the factory crimp die. And there is our completed 45 ACP cartridge. Okay, now let's run 3 casings through and we'll see just how fast we end up with 3 loaded cartridges. There's one. 2. And 3. The Lee Safety Prime does take some getting used to, and as you can see, I'm still getting acquainted with it, but it does speed up the priming portion of hand loading my ammunition. And like I said, in conjunction with the auto disc powder measure, it speeds up the use of the classic turret press considerably. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those below. And as always, until next time, good shooting. Bye-bye.